Chuck, your shoes untied.
Good one. Go.
All right, everyone, we're going to talk about CodeBlues today. We're at Station 2, so we're going to go through Rescue 2 and what we will grab out of Rescue 2 and how we will plan on the way there. Okay? All medicals, we bring in our AED, our suction, and our medical bag. Okay? They're all in this cabinet. There's a picture that says so. And then any suspected heart issue or confirmed CodeBlue, we're going to bring the Lucas in as well. Okay? That's right there. So everything's on this side. Ideally, our passengers are grabbing that while our driver gets their gloves on, and the officer should be making contact so they can get a better idea if the scene is safe and what we need for resources. Because that's our standard at Station 2. I'm confirming that Rescue 2 is en route, and if they are confirming there's a CodeBlue, I would also confirm that. I would say Andover Rescue 2 is en route, copy CodeBlue. Okay, as we're going, I'm now looking at my resources. Right now I've got 3 people. Okay, all of us are EMT certified, so any of us can do any job. When I get out, I'm going to want to make contact again, like I said, get an idea what the situation looks like and make sure people are going to be safe working in there. Okay, if it's us 3, I'm going to assign Chuck to grab the medical bags right away while Annie puts her gloves on. Annie will grab the Lucas, and then they will both meet me in the house. And then in this scenario, Annie's going to do airway, Chuck is going to do compressions, and I will get the AED going. And as soon as the AED is placed, I will start with the Lucas. Okay. Ideally, we get an officer on scene by then. The officer can take over chest compressions. That will free up Chuck to do the Lucas so that I can keep my eyes on the big picture. Okay. CodeBlues are always a 2-truck call every time. If you're in doubt, send the truck. It can always get canceled. Okay, we want to have more resources than we need, not have enough resources when needed. All right, here we are. Here's Randy, our victim. Randy is no longer living. We're going to try to fix that problem. Okay, Randy is in a really bad spot. We cannot put Randy in the situation he's in. So Annie is moving Randy. Okay. If you're in a bathroom, if you're in a really cluttered bedroom, if you're in a situation in a hallway, you don't have the room to work this patient, you need to move that patient to a larger space, okay? Drag them down the hallway. We've had people in bathtubs. There are a lot of different scenarios that can happen. We need a fair amount of space to get everybody involved with trying to save this person's life, okay? Annie's gonna be on the airway, okay? So she's gonna need the iGel, you need the BBM, you need the rescue pod, and Chuck here is going to be doing CPR, and eventually Chuck will have the rescue pump when he's doing CPR, okay? I'm going to be in charge of the AED. We're not going to actually apply any of this stuff because we don't want to open it, but we're going to show you what the scene looks like while working a patient, waiting for a line to arrive, and then possibly a deputy or 2. All right, officer is arriving first, checking to make sure that there's no dangers for the crew, and they're going to get a quick pulse check. Okay, don't be afraid to use both sides of the carotid. Make sure there's not a pulse before you start in CPR. We have no pulse. Chuck, high quality CPR immediately. Annie's going to get the airway started. I'm going to deploy the AED. Okay. AED is going to go anterior, posterior. You're going to coordinate that with your rescue pump operator. Okay, you want it to go right above the heart, which is just left to center, patient left to center of the chest. And then you're going to roll the patient quickly, put it on their back. Okay, we're going to cut the clothes off before we do any of that. Okay, you need to get in between the nipples, peel the clothes back, male or female, doesn't matter. We're doing the same thing. Annie's now BVMing, bag valve masking, and she's going to drop an iGel as absolutely as soon as possible because it now makes airway a 1-person job with the iGel in. Okay, so iGel's in. Rescue pod on top of iGel, BBM on top of that. Chuck is probably getting just about wore out. Hopefully there's deputies on scene by now and they can start rotating in for chest compressions. They are trained with the rescue pump. And then we're waiting on Alina to get here. Alina, once they show up on scene, patient care will be transferred, and now what they say goes as far as patient care. A lot of times they like to put the Lucas on quicker than the 15-minute protocol that we have for the rescue pump. All right, we're gonna talk Lucas real quick. This is what's in the Lucas. When you open it up, okay, you got your back plate, you got your Lucas device, okay? We're gonna put the Lucas device on Annie, but we're not gonna use the Lucas with the battery. We don't wanna hurt him, okay? So, slide that out of the way. In this scenario, typically, our victims are not gonna be clothed anymore, but we're training, so we're gonna slide this under her. So, that didn't hurt. And then with the Lucas, a lot of times when these things sit in the box, the little tabs, they get put in the closed position. So every time you grab this thing, grab the little yellow triggers, pull them so they open. Both of them were in the closed position, even though that's not how they were put away. Okay, so we're gonna click it on this side. Now your person's still doing high quality CPR this whole time, right? You're getting all this set up with Chuck doing his CPR directly on Annie, okay? And then as we get this ready to go, turned on, the whole 9 yards, I'm gonna communicate with Chuck that, hey, we're ready to get this thing deployed. And for just a second, Chuck's gonna jump out of the way. This is gonna go over, boom. We're gonna hit the button, and we're gonna slide this down onto Annie's chest, and we're gonna start it, okay? It's gonna be up a little higher, but you want that in between the nipples, right on the center of the chest. Basically up, the backboard and the arms will sit essentially under the armpits of almost everybody if it's in the right position, okay? And then once that's started to get all that going, you can retain their wrists in these little straps. And then the hard work on the scene is almost done. You get kind of a bit of a break once the Lucas takes over compressions.